Alright, so in today's video, we're just gonna go over Alysnes challenge, and I'm gonna add some commentary over the gameplay. So here we are, we're loading up the first challenge. In this first challenge, we gotta eliminate the enemy Alysnes. So here, I'm thinking I'll just go straight for the melee hit. Unfortunately, I just got parried. And for those of you unfamiliar with the parry window, it's every time you pop your shield up and the outer wings of the shield's like a very bright green color. And the longer you hold the shield button down, the shorter the window is. Like it'll revert, you won't have the window anymore, I mean. So unfortunately this bot just let me parry him over and over, so just gonna let you guys know in a real match that's never gonna work. Okay, so this next challenge here, this is to eliminate 13 strikers. I'm just taking advantage of the auto cannon. These guys, the Shiraka customs, or maybe the Flam versions. That enemy with the skull, those die in like a melee hit. And like, maybe a little burst from the auto cannon, but since they have shield, we just have to do 2 melee hits. Those are those of you who are not aware what melee goes straight through fluid shields. And fluid shields are like the halo over shield all strikers have, that little dark gray meter. Or I should say the white meter. Far left of my HP bar, that darker gray color, that's actually my complex shield, this shield that I pull out. Unfortunately here, I tried to make it to the platform but didn't land on it. But we still made it. So now we're on to the neutralize Tricera mission. I believe that's challenge number 3. Over here I'm trying to fly above the Tricera, because Tricera's issue died there unfortunately. The AoE of the Hauser cannon. But Triceras, when they're in their fortress mode, they cannot look straight up. They can only see, well, they can only aim like in a 360 range, but not directly up. So that's technically their blind spot. So this is why I try to land directly on top of the Tricera. And from here you can just unload your auto cannon on the top of their head. And the Tricera, since it's stuck in this mode, can't reach you. So you can just relax on top. So this is a strategy for, I believe this is mission 3. Just keep on unloading, make sure you stay on top of the Tricera, else if you're within firing range, obviously you saw that prior run, I just blew up. So here you just want to try to reposition, maybe use your boost by holding the jump instead of doing dash attacks, just hover directly above until you can reposition on top. So you see that little indicator there, it says lock on baited. That's actually the effect of the Tricera when they're in fortress mode. They will force you to lock on over to it. That's what lock on baited is. So unfortunately here, ran out of time. I think maybe if I would have stuck to the full charge autocannon shots, probably would have been able to kill the Tricera, but we're gonna try again. Reposition and try to get above the Tricera. Yep. So looks like I'm sliding off of the Tricera. I have a little bit too much movement speed on the unarmored form of Alysnes. So, just like before, just keep on doing full charge autocannon shots. Try to do as much DPS as you can. Tricera actually has a pretty low energy defense or energy resistance, so this is pretty effective on Tricera. Ooh, just got parried here. Well, about to die, just barely make it. And just like before, keep on hammering away with fully charged autocannon attacks. Trying my best to stay out of the attack range of Tricera, so I'm very low health at this point. Ooh! Tried to get me with that howitzer shot, but luckily I was out of range. And this should be it. At 12 seconds on the clock, finish him off with a melee attack, and there you go, 10 seconds to spare. So now we're on to challenge 5, and I believe this one is usually the wall for most players because the Welkin is quite aggressive. And in this mission you have to neutralize the Welkin. So luckily I was able to parry, but unfortunately got hit by the boomerang drones. Just got flashed, so I got stunned by its auxiliary 2, and this annoying auxiliary 3 shield is blocking all my hits. But luckily I got this Welkin in like a parry sequence, or I guess a melee parry loop. Fortunately I took the axe to the face through the environment there, that's pretty unfortunate. Lost the armor here, it's not looking good. Anytime Welkin gets you in the box, you want to stay above so you don't get trapped in its vortex while it's spinning. But you still have to stay mobile because you can get hit by the boomerang drones like I did. But the main thing you have to be careful of is staying out of range out of the axe spin once you're in the box. So that'll do the most damage to you. It's interesting, this Welkin seems to be flying up in the sky. I try to go for a helm breaker. Looks like that's it for me. Got stuck in the corner of the box. Another thing about the boomerang drones is if they hit you, they will stagger you, so you have to dodge out of them. If you're in the unfortunate case where you run out of energy and you get hit by a boomerang, you just get stun locked. So here, I'm doing my best to avoid Welkin's primary fire. Trying to hammer in a little bit of damage from a distance. See if I can get a cheeky overhead. Failed, so I'm going to go straight into the armor. Was able to avoid the box because of the iframes. Right now I'm just trying to reposition. Try to do an overhead attack. Unfortunately I eat primary attack and I also eat a spin. Try again overhead. Unfortunately I got blocked by the auxiliary 3. Doing my best to try to get away from those boomerang drones. It's like I managed to stay away. I'm getting away with a couple overhead attacks. I like to call them helm breakers. Got flashed, so I got stunned. Right now it's looking pretty bad. Yep. Ate the axe. So unfortunately the auxiliary 2 flash, it stuns you. And on top of that, it also disables your lock-on. That's only if you're staring directly at it. If you flash from the side, if your Welkin will say resisted, so you won't be affected. Try to go for the overhead, no energy. Almost got stun locked. Trying my best to escape the vortex, and didn't work out. Okay, so this attempt, let's see the new game plan. Looks like I tried to go for an overhead. Ate the drones again, trying to keep my distance. Avoiding Welkin's primary fire. Like I'm trying to go for another overhead for some cheeky damage, re-armor to avoid dying. Going for overhead, managed to get him above the shield from behind. Eating the spin, trying to get out. Avoiding Welkin so I don't get spun on. Unfortunately, I lost my armor. Not looking good. Managed to deflect the Welkin melee attack with my own. For those of you who are unaware, if two strikers with melee weapons attack at the same time, they clash, and that's called a deflect. Okay, got half energy, and nope. That got me there. Yeah, once you're fighting the Alysnes or fighting Welkin as the Alysnes without your armor, you're pretty much like 2 hits away from death. So we're avoiding primary fire. We baited the box. Got it early, re-armoring. Switching to the melee. Try to go for the overhead, missed my opportunity. Got a protective bubble for re-armoring earlier. Got the parry. Let's see if we can get him in a parry loop. Just trying to keep my distance for now. Trying to get my EN back. Trying to get my fluid shields back here too. Avoid the spin by dashing. Don't want to get caught in that because that'll be a quick death. Got the parry. Managed to get the parry again. And we get the Alysnes in a parry loop. So I just want to preface this again. This is not going to work in a real match. You're not going to be able to get people in parry loops like this. Most people are going to figure out, maybe I should spin or do a overhead attack because those are unparryable attacks. So worked on the bot in this case, but I do not recommend trying that against real players. Alright, I believe this is the last challenge. This is, you have to beat Alysnes and a Welkin right after. So this one's pretty simple. Game plan is to bait the Panther to do a lance into the shield and do a parry. So just wait for the Panther to get close, do a parry, do a left click to do an automatic follow-up. And here I'm just dashing backwards, holding my shield up to bait a parry. Managed to get another cheeky parry. Seeing that he's low, I go in to finish him off. Luckily he didn't parry me that time. So now I'm just pelting Welkin with some Gauss cannon fire. He spins, luckily I land on the box, and now, let's see, we got him in a parry loop. So we should be able to finish him just by spamming parry. Again, look how effective that auxiliary 3 shield is. Took like 4 parries just to get through it. Here we go. Luckily, since I have my shield up, you can hold your shield up in between parries. While you're doing the attack, you just hold the button down. I was able to block the boomerang hits. And there you go. This is the Alysnes challenge completed. Now you have Master Brawler. Alright, so that's it for the Alysnes challenge video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, have a good one.